So this is gonna be my 1 year anniversary of watching anime and just talk about how I got into anime. But first, I actually don't know what the actual day was. It was sometime in January, so I'm just picking January 25th, just because that just feels right to me. I don't really know, but it probably was earlier than that. I just didn't keep track of when I started animes back then. But been making anime type videos. Let's see. Let's all the way back 11 months ago. That's pretty crazy. Thinking about that. Or actually, no. I made one. I made the silent voice one on January 14th. Oh, well, I started watching anime way earlier than this. I should have looked at that. So it was definitely it was like January 10th or 9th? Maybe even earlier when I first started. Oh. So this is just going to be a late video then. And then next year, I'll actually make it closer to that time if I do something for it. I'll actually remember. But yeah, this came out January 14th, and this was a silent voice one. And I watched Naruto before a silent voice, so yeah. Honestly, looking back, I thought I've made way more videos than this. I honestly haven't made that much. Kind of surprised. Still a lot, though. And this video, that one just, it's insane how much views it got. I just wanted to show people, Toby, funny parts that I haven't seen, some of these ones that I added, I haven't seen in a lot of other people's. So I wanted to add them, because I feel like no one shows some of them, and I just think they're hilarious parts. And I'm glad people have watched it. Thankful for all the subscribers. But let's get into actually talking about how I got into anime. It all started with this little thing called Pokemon. Yeah. Pokemon, I had no clue it was an anime. I thought it was just some normal cartoon, just some English cartoon, because I never listened to any of the Japanese side, it in sub. I've only watched it in dub, and that was when I was little. And I loved Pokemon. I got a bunch of Pokemon games. I got Pokemon cards. Pokemon's just amazing. I wish I had some kind of Nintendo thing so I can, a Nintendo Switch or something, so I can play some Pokemon games. The last one I played was Pokemon X and Y. I think I had X. Yeah, I had X. That one was super fun. But the one movie I can remember, always watching was the one with Raikou. This movie. It was the third movie? Yeah. So, my grandma had this in a VHS tape. It's actually crazy to think about. I was watching this in a VHS tape. That's actually crazy. But I remember watching this a bunch of times. I honestly don't remember what happens, but I remember it was this one. Oh, did I say Raikou? It wasn't Raikou, it was Entei. Yeah. Isn't that his name? Yeah, I was wrong. But I remember this. I think I kind of remember the Mewtwo one. And I just remember watching just all the normal episodes, just whatever's happening in that episode. I haven't watched one episode to the next. Just whatever was happening in that episode. And that's when I was little. And then I've always played Pokemon and watched people play the games. Still didn't know it was anime. So it wasn't until later that I kind of heard about anime. Let's see. When I got into high school, I think. Maybe even earlier. Just heard it, but not really understand what it was. So a little bit before high school, I heard about it. And then in high school, my friends, they would start talking about it all the time. Mostly sophomore year. Freshman year, not really. Sophomore year, my friends were always talking about it. they were like, I didn't understand what they were talking about, and then I kind of learned what anime was from them. I just thought that, oh, anime, okay, I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna like judge them for watching it. It seems okay, but I haven't watched it. I was thinking it's not for me, and most of them they were like, they all watched Naruto, like, and they would always make like jokes like that you'd have to know what the show was about to understand them. Like Orochimaru, he's like a snake. Like that's like who he is. Like it's a literal snake, basically. And they would call one of my friends, like, if they were, you know, you just call someone a snake, but they're like, they always just mess with him, like, saying, like, he's a snake and stuff. Instead of saying snake, they say he's Orochimaru. And I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. Like, what? And then they would all laugh because it made sense to them. But it didn't make sense to me or my other friends, because there's, like, 4 of us, I'd say. Or there's like 5 of us, or there's probably more. It was just like, it slowly switched from, like, one friend watched it a lot, and he turned, he made one of my friends watch it, then they made another, and it slowly moved, and that's how it, like, all of us have watched an anime now. But, so there's a few of us that didn't understand what they're talking about, calling people an Orochimaru. It's like, it still doesn't even really make sense. It's stupid. But yeah, always talking about Naruto. Always just like, this was before I think only like one of them finished Shippuden at that point. So the rest were like watching it all at the same time, basically. So they're just like talking about it all the time. And this is while we're just on PlayStation playing games, and I just don't understand what they're talking about. But the more they talked about it, the more it, like, interested me, like, just slowly. And then came in Moist Critical, who I watched him, and I always liked his Moist meters. And then, since I would always watch his Moist meters, they started recommending me his anime ones. And I just thought, you know what, I'll just look at it. And the ones I've watched, like, that made me interested was Demon Slayer, because it showed, he had like the clips of the trailer in it, and it actually looked cool. And him talking about, like, you don't even have to be interested in anime like before, that it's a good show, and it has like amazing fights, and it just sounded interesting. And what was the other one? It was the My Hero Academia. I don't think it's on this playlist, but him talking about My Hero Academia, that one really interested me because it was like everyone was a superhero. So that was interesting. Dr. Stone, One Punch Man, those were pretty interesting. And I just watched those. And it just like, that also slowly made me want to watch it. Just slowly though. So with my friends and these videos, it just slowly made me like think, I want to watch it. But then one day, and this is the day that I started watching anime. It was like January 10th or something, because we just found out about this earlier. I was just in the bathroom, and I was just watching YouTube, and then it popped up with Moist Critical's Demon Slayer video. I was like, I kind of want to watch this again. So I watched that again, and I watched the My Hero one again. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna watch My Hero. And because that day I was pretty bored. I didn't have anything to like play or watch or anything, because none of my friends were online that day. So I went into my room, and I went on to Netflix, and I was trying to find My Hero, because I really wanted to watch that. But there was no My Hero. So I was kind of sad. I was like, I really, really wanted to watch this. So I was like, my friends are always talking about Naruto. I'll give it a chance. So I watched this first episode, and I was just kind of like, why is this actually kind of good? I actually kind of like this. So, I watched it, and then I watched the second episode, and I was like, yo, I think I'm kind of in love with this. Why do I like this so much? So yeah, that's how it started. And then the next day, I was in the party with my friends, and they're just making a joke because they knew I didn't watch anime. Like, oh, I don't know, just something about joking that I'm watching some anime that I know what they're talking about. I was like, oh yeah, I watched an anime. I was like, I watched Naruto. He's like, they think I'm joking. So they asked me like, what does Naruto have inside of him? And I said the Nine-Tailed Fox. And they're like, what? They're like freaking out. And then I was telling them who Konohamaru is because he got introduced in the second episode. And then they kind of got excited because I started to watch it, and then I told them that I liked it. So that's how they found out. And then that just kind of like exploded, and I kind of watched so much anime after that. I think I've probably watched more anime than most of my friends that watched it, except like 2 that are like super into it. The other ones, they kind of stopped. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. So they kind of like made me into anime after a while. After I watched Death Note, I told one of my friends to watch it, and I watched like some of it with them, and I watched like the final episodes with them, and they actually really liked it. I was surprised how much they liked it, because they seemed like they wouldn't like anime at all. But I don't think he's watched any other anime besides that, but he really liked it. And then Demon Slayer, I rewatched with my other friend, and he liked that, and then he wants to watch Attack on Titan. I don't even think he's watched Attack on Titan yet. We've been telling him to, because the final season's out now, and he should catch up so he can like experience it. But that's how pretty much all of us. Yeah, and another friend, he watched Attack on Titan, or not Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Death Note, and I don't know if he finished Mob Psycho. I remember him talking about Mob Psycho, but he watched like almost 3. So it's just really surprising. Like I didn't expect like some of them to actually enjoy it, but I didn't expect myself to enjoy it. So you never know, and it's funny, I think, because each of us, we each have like our favorite show, basically. Like one friend, he's in love with Naruto. He always defends Naruto. One friend always defends One Piece, and one friend is in love with My Hero. That's his favorite show. And then that one friend who only watched Death Note, I guess that's his show. Or he actually really liked it. He always thinks like Light's the strongest person ever in Ryuk, and Light's the smartest person ever, and that he would wreck anyone else. It's so funny. And so that's basically his show. And then my other friend that only watched Demon Slayer, that's his show. He likes that. My show, I didn't really have a show until Gintama. Gintama's the one where none of them have seen it but me. And I've actually, my one friend who's like the biggest anime fan out of all of us, I actually made him watch the first 2 episodes with him, and he was so confused, but he thought it was funny, and I was just laughing the whole time watching back the first 2 episodes. They're just so funny. They're hilarious. The show is so good. So this one's kind of mine. I always like say that they should watch this, but they're like, nah, I don't know, because it's not like any of their shonens they like to watch. Not like Naruto or any of that. I don't know if they would like it, but it's freaking so good. And then this one other video of Charlie, Moist Critical, of his anime tier list, and he went on my anime list, and he was adding the animes he's watched, and that plus I I think it was just him. He's the one that really made me like want to make him my anime list, and I made that in April 14th. And this is how I keep track of all the animes I've watched. Love keeping track of the animes I watched. It's just so interesting seeing like how many days it took me to watch it, and when I watched it and when I finished it. It's super interesting. So yeah, this is just like a late episode of my 1-year anniversary of watching YouTube, and it's just crazy thinking about it was a year ago that I started watching anime. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me just talking about animes I've watched and how I got into it. See you guys next time.